So guys, once again, before I begin this video, if you can hit the like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. Let's try and get at least 500 in the next 24 hours. I'd appreciate it. So in this next news story, a jealous ex has been jailed for stabbing his former girlfriend's new lover to death while he lay in bed. Kaydon Prior had also punched his former partner while he repeatedly knifed Harrison Tomkins with a hunting blade. Appearing at Brighton Crown Court, both Prior and his accomplice Jason Curtis was locked up behind bars for a minimum of 28 and 22 years respectively for the horrific attack. I'll go through the details in a moment, but speaking in court, his ex-girlfriend said she would never recover from the trauma of watching Mr. Tomkins die and said that Prior would likely have taken pleasure in how he had pulled my life apart. Jurors heard that her and Prior had been in a relationship in which he had been jealous and controlling and had threatened to kill her if she was with anyone else. In July 2023, she obtained her own flat in a bid to escape his clutches, yet he refused to believe the relationship was over. So just want to say, rest in peace, Mr. Tomkins, and my condolences go out to your family. Prosecutor Alan Gardner, KC, had said Harrison Tomkins had no chance. The sudden onslaught was completely unexpected. He may have well been asleep when the defendants burst into the room. Jurors heard how Prior dropped the knife in the bedroom, punching his ex and walking out of the building, where he rejoined Curtis, telling him to burn his clothes as they escaped. Curtis was hiding in bushes nearby when police arrested him, while Prior was found by officers later that morning in his flat with a bag of clothes stained with Mr. Tomkins' blood. Prior claimed that the hunting knife which he owned was already in his ex's flat and used for DIY and cooking, but the prosecution said that's when he travelled back to his own flat for the spare key to his ex's home. He also brought the knife with him. The trial heard how Prior and his ex had been in a relationship and had been living together in Prior's flat in Three Bridges from around March 2023, so a few months. The ex alleged Prior was violent and jealous and controlling in their relationship and had told her on one occasion that he would kill her if she was ever with anybody else. In another instance, his ex said Prior would sing a song to her with the lyric, "I wouldn't let you be with anybody else." Prior denied this. In July 2023, the ex got her own flat in a step towards breaking up with Prior, and on August the 11th, she told him their relationship was over. The court heard how his ex sent messages to Prior on the day before the murder saying, "Don't ever contact me again," but he still believed they were in a relationship. The ex and Mr. Tomkins had got to know each other by working at the K2 Leisure Centre, and things had got flirtier between them in the weeks leading up to August the 12th, when the pair decided to meet at a work colleague's leaving do. They were spotted at a pub in Crawley town centre by a mutual connection who messaged Curtis on Snapchat that his ex was out with friends. Curtis replied, "Kaydon says to keep an eye out for her and see what she's doing." Jurors heard that Prior was also sent a video of his ex kissing another man in the club that night, and he messaged her saying, "Letting guys kiss you and that's absolutely wrong. I can literally see you." The prosecution said Prior intended to go to his ex's flat to catch her red-handed with another man, but Prior claimed he went to her home at around 5 o'clock in the morning because he didn't like sleeping on arguments. He said Mr. Tomkins had jumped out of bed and a fight broke out between them, with both reaching for a knife. However, the ex told the court the 25-year-old lifeguard did not attack Prior, and that at first she believed Prior was punching Mr. Tomkins, but then she realised he'd been stabbing him and there was blood everywhere. Curtis did not give evidence during the trial, but the prosecution said Curtis assisted and encouraged Prior in his murderous enterprise, including following Prior into the bedroom where he watched the knife attack. Jurors heard how the ex, told police officers that the murder, "It's all my fault," asked about this in court, and she said, "Because if Harrison wasn't with me, he wouldn't be dead."
Right, okay, just mind your steps here, mate. Mind your steps. You ready?
No, sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, just relax, mate, right? Yeah, of course you are, yeah.
I've got in my face.
Yeah? Scary business, mate. So do you understand what you've been arrested for?
I heard what you said, yes.
Right, okay.
I don't understand, no.
Okay, so at the moment you're being arrested on suspicion of murder, okay? Alright? Just come stand over here, mate.
Is he concerned?
I've done a very cursory
I've
search
got
for
keys in my
weapons.
right pocket and money in my left pocket. That's it.
Yeah. You've got no weapons on him. Okay. Then. What's your name, mate? Kaydon what?
Prior.
Okay, Kaydon Prior, yeah. Okay.
You knew my name.
Huh?
When you kicked my door, you lot knew my name.
I didn't say anything, mate.
Straight away, you said, Kaydon, stay there.
Okay. Just relax, mate, alright?
I'm not.
So Prior and Curtis both denied charges of murder and manslaughter of Mr. Tomkins. However, the pair were also found guilty of having an offensive weapon, and Prior was found guilty of assault by beating of his ex. Following conviction, Harrison's family issued the following statement. They said, "As a family, we are pleased with this result and feel justice has been served. Harrison hasn't got a voice today, so we will speak on behalf of him. Firstly, we would like to thank Sussex Police and the Crown Prosecution Service for their fast-moving investigation, which has led to today's result. Thank you also to our family liaison officers, the ambulance service, the numerous witnesses, and the jury for reaching their verdict today, and to all of our family and friends who have supported us through this horrific time. Harrison was innocent in all of this, taken by surprise and killed as he lay in bed with no time to defend himself. We knew our son, and he didn't move in any of these circles or know this way of life. We're an amazing family, completely content, loving, supportive and protective, except in August last year our family was destroyed that fateful day, the day I could not protect my son," said Harrison. Our firstborn son and brother to his two adoring sisters was the greatest. He saw the best in everyone he met. He was a lover of life. Nothing said or done can help justify this senseless loss.
She just got this outfit literally yesterday, the other day, my birthday today, went out last night. Now I'm getting arrested for a murder. I haven't committed murder, so.
The chap that we saw you with, do you know where he's gone? I do.
I got a bit scared when I saw you, like, I don't even know what's going on or whatnot.
Okay.
So the case officer, Detective Police Constable Elliot Lander of the Major Crime Team said, "I'm pleased that we've been able to get the justice that Harrison richly deserves today." He said, "I never got to meet Harrison, but I've learned so much about him, and I've seen how greatly loved he was by all who knew him. Harrison was killed in a frenzied attack that he had no chance to defend himself from. Prior and Curtis will both rightfully now have to live with the devastating consequences of their actions for a considerable period of lives in prison. On behalf of Harrison and his family and friends, I'd like to thank those who came forward and supported our investigation." So in sentencing the pair, Judge Gold said, "This was a carefully planned and executed killing of a young man who neither of you knew or had any sensible reason to want to hurt, let alone kill. This brutal murder was born out of utter obsession by you, Kaydon Prior. Your ex-girlfriend was understandably exhausted by your increasingly coercive and controlling behaviour over the last few weeks of your relationship. She made it clear to you she no longer put up with it and could not and would not accept that simple fact." In a statement, Mr. Tomkins' family said Harrison was innocent in all of this, taken by surprise and killed as he laid in bed with no time to defend himself. They said, "We knew our son, and he didn't move in any of these circles or know this way of life. We're an amazing family, completely content, loving, supportive and protective, except in August last year our family was destroyed that fateful day, the day I could no longer protect my son. Harrison, our firstborn son and brother to his two adoring sisters, was just the greatest. He saw the best in everyone he met. He was a lover of life." The case officer, Detective Police Constable Elliot Lander of the Major Crime Team said, "I am pleased that we've been able to get the justice that Harrison richly deserves today." On behalf of Harrison and all his family and friends, I would like to thank those who came forward and supported our investigation. Once again, I just want to say rest in peace, Mr. Harrison, and my condolences go out to your family. It's your boy JC. Keep it locked, keep it real.